Hello there everyone! We are only a few short days away now from the 2021 Annapolis Sailboat Show beginning, and it's kind of special for Matt and I. We just hit our 1-year anniversary of calling Annapolis home, and we could not feel more blessed to be here. Such a great area, community of sailors, and people always willing to lend a hand and go out of their way for us. It has been amazing, the love that we've had here over the past year. So we are very excited to show the area to all of you that are coming, experience it with the Sailboat Show. We haven't done it in 9 years, since 2012, so it's going to be quite the experience for us as well. And we are going to be at the show Thursday through Monday, and we even have slots assigned to us at the YouTubers booth, so make sure to come see us if you're there any of those days. I will list all of the times in the description box below, but based off this piece of paper I have in front of me, we are going to be there on Thursday from 2 to 3, Friday from 3 to 4, Saturday from 5 to 6:30, Sunday from 3 to 4, and Monday from 12 to 1. So definitely make sure to stop by that YouTubers booth and say hello to us. We would love to meet you. And we are also opening up the tent to show some people the build, our progress up to this point. Due to liability reasons, we do need to keep that number small, so it is a Patreon only event, although we do still have a few spaces left if you're interested. If you're going to be in the area, and if you're not a patron yet, make sure to sign up and get that information. And we're also going to be doing a brunch that weekend as well on Sunday morning, so you can find all of our information there. But yeah, otherwise it's shaping up to be a pretty amazing event. Again, we cannot wait to share Annapolis with so many of you, and we hope to see you there, so make sure to find us and say hello. After 8 years of the nomadic life, involving crossing oceans in a 34-foot Sabre, refitting an aluminum boat, and then taking that to the Arctic Circle, we're back at it again with a brand new build. This is Matt, and I'm Jessica. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and join us every week as we start our newest project of building a 42-foot catamaran from the ground up.
And who's this getting suited up to run the sander? You look so happy. So I cut off the lift points right there, and now it's Jessica's job today is to sand those down, get them flush and fair, because that area we do need to put some local reinforcement there for the chain plates. Miserable job, but I'm glad I'm not doing it. The cockpit section that we have outside, we need to kind of start measuring that and getting that ready to come in here. If you look, I actually got a little too excited and started cutting this off before Jess could pull out the camera, so please mind the fact that it is already cut. What it is, that section that we have, the aft section, ends up overlapping, so it comes down and goes flush with this area. So the depth of that is roughly 40.5 to 41 millimeters deep. We ended up measuring down 37 millimeters to cut this, so there's a little bit of cushion there when we need to adjust it and make sure that everything's even all the way across. So we're cutting that down today, the remainder of that down here, and then cutting off this lip that goes around the side here. The reason why that they molded this with these overlaps there are when we were shipping the pieces and when we were handling the pieces, it gives it good protection so we're not damaging that area that is going to end up being seen eventually.
Might need a minute in the morning, I've been working late. You see me living in my purpose, I don't perpetrate. I'm certified, mattress up the urban mate. She in a green velvet, about to make it percolate. And I just hope they play me never, and they play this forever. Put my family on so we can make it together. Gave my life to God and now he making it better. But just in case they plotting on it, got a brand new Beretta. I'm trying to show you something, move something that's an earthquake. Coming in every 30 minutes like a earthquake. something that's an earthquake. Coming in every 30 minutes like a wave. I'm trying to shake something, move something that's an earthquake. Coming in every 30 minutes like a wave. I'm trying to shake.
It somehow looks so bare now.
I'm standing in what's going to be our engine room. We were waiting to make the final decisions until we knew what direction we were going with the engines. We are going to end up using those CATAMARAN diesels that we bought previously. So what we need to do is we need to space it appropriately. For CE, for the ISO, they have spacing for bulkheads that need to be kept. We're actually going to push this bulkhead 500 millimeters further forward to give us more room in here. Not really necessary with the engine side, but it will give us full access into the front of the engine. Then we can get to everything, and we're not too tight in there, which is one of the things I absolutely hate. So in moving that forward, we do have to build a ring frame that's going to go through here in basically where the old spot of this bulkhead was going to be. This bulkhead will be 500 millimeters further forward, so right about here. And then we'll have that ring frame, and that'll go right underneath like the oil pan for the engine. But we'll give it that extra support that is required for CE and just for peace of mind as well. This center piece is going to get cut out, and in its place are going to be two stringers that run fore and aft, spaced about this far apart. And on those we'll end up mounting L angle steel or aluminum if we can get thick enough, and then we'll mount the engine directly to that. Prop shaft will come out here. It's right on this angle. Our final thing right now is we are going through and just figuring out all the math for it to make sure that we have the proper angle, that we have the clearance on the aft of the boat, the angle that we need for the drop. All those things are just trying to get those details hammered out, but we're going to start building this out real soon.
As you can see behind and below me, we have now put Bulkhead 7 in what's going to be its final position. And this is after moving it forward so we can make a larger engine bed. And so now that it has been cut to size, made level and plumb, Matt is going through with a styrene wipe, and we're going to go ahead and bond the aft side in while a set of cleats is holding the front edge in place. We're getting a little bit better at using the pastry bags, so I should say I am at filling them. So that's usually the first thing that we do, and then the leftover does get put back into its cup where it's kind of redistributed.
Tell them that someone in the comments suggested that we use it like a glove and go in and scrape out.
Like with your hands.
Inside
So you go in like...
and you flip it back over, and that's working really, really well.
So, thank you commenters. Your tips do help.
Oh, there's Jessica here.
There's Jessica hair in everything.
Whoa, pretty.
You haven't noticed that after 21 years?
I put too much on a lunchbox.
It's kind of fun noticing the difference in color of the resin. I had to mix up 2 more ounces right at the end to get us that last strip. But down here you can see what we started with, and it's already starting to cure just a little bit, turning kind of purple. And I did go with about 1.75% peroxide because we want this to get tacky as soon as possible for us to start laying the fiberglass over it. Now that the cove has had time to get a little tacky but without fully drying, we're ready to start fiberglassing. And we are doing 3 pieces across, and you can see I've got them all cut and labeled here. But Matt is starting in a different section than I thought, so I gotta quick get him to the right one. And, haha! What are you doing to me? 3, 3, 3, 3. Here we go. Okay. And what we are doing with this 12-ounce double bias fiberglass is with the 3 different sheets, we're doing one that has like a 1.5 to 2 inch overlap on one side. And then the second one goes with the overlap on the opposing side, and then the third one gets run right down the middle. And normally we'd be glassing to the webbing there, but this is actually going to get removed soon because this is going to be our engine bed, so stringers are going to go in. That's coming out, we think, but right now we're just kind of ignoring it. And as you can see, between each layer of glass, Matt is going through with our metal roller to get out all the air bubbles and smooth it down. And we're also not doing peel ply in this section because it's the engine bed. But we probably will be forward here because that's going to be storage. And with an actual person in this space, you can start to get a feel for how big our bed is. It stretches from the opening of Bulkhead 6 here, that's actually the cutout of where we'll get in, all the way back to Bulkhead 8, so a very nice queen size berth for us. Same thing on the opposite hull as well.
I'm buzzing, let's drink up. It does look like big fun. Come on, let's get it on. Like that Marvin Gaye song. I'm stunning, you love it. Come on, give me something. I know that you want it. Come on, give me something.
I spilled.
You made it glossy.
I did. That's gonna be fun to stand out. We got a clean animal area. Yeah.
Got some good Charlie work waiting here.
If you love me right, yeah, this could be the summer of our lives now, honey. Give it to me like you know you should now, baby. This could be the summer of our lives, the summer of our lives. The sun sets on fire, tell me your desires. We're not getting tired, baby, take me higher. I'm Sunday, you love it, come on, give me something. I know that you want me, boy. The night is young and so are we. So maybe you should leave with me. The night is young and so.
All right, we have managed to get the aft portion of both sides of Bulkhead 7 glassed in, and next we're going to grab some lunch and let this start to cure so that Matt can take off the cleats that's holding in the other side, make sure it's sturdy, and then he gets the fun job of working in that little space right there. Poor Matt, it's going to be really interesting to see how he manages working in there, but it will eventually be my turn because I get to detail sand like everything in this boat, which means all the small spaces. It's time for food, let's go eat. It is about 40 minutes later now, and we've just returned from lunch to find out that the aft section we were doing this morning has cured enough to keep the bulkhead in place, which means that we could take out those cleats that were holding it in and get it ready to do the inside. So Matt's just giving it a styrene wipe. I've cut the next section of fiberglass, and now it's time to mix some thickened resin for the coves.
Into the wild again. Tell me when does it end? Hide under the shadow,
No, I don't think so.
of the
Very good, Roger.
morning.
Heard no cursing from Matt, so that's a good thing. I don't think he's a happy boy though.
I've been mumbling under my breath.
Yeah. I think the fan also blocks the matter of sins. Curse words that I can't hear.
Yeah. You delicate for it.
Got the A-team in there. Doing all the hard work now.
Definitely not as pretty as yours.
You fit in there better than I did.
Home stretch.
That is quite the entrance.
Oh, yeah. We love going on other people's boats for sails, and you just sit back and it kind of like occasionally you might tweak something, but 90% of the time you don't touch anything.
No, we got it.
Yep, exactly. You get to sit there and just go, oh, this is what it's like.
It's nothing, but it's so good to see.
That's good for now.
We do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you. So hold me tight through the night. It's just us two.
Yeah, that bringing up against that like backward sky.
To think how long that rig design lasts.
Give me your freedom. Whoa, yeah, to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. Life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium.